Hey everybody, what's going on? This is going to be a little bit longer video than I would normally do on a Monday, but what I wanted to do today was take a look back at 2019. Since we didn't have services yesterday as we had our holiday break, we wanted to take a couple of minutes and talk about 2019. So what I thought I'd do is pull up my handy dandy little journal. We gave these out to our Vineyard leadership team in December. I've got a couple left if somebody wants one. But what I thought I'd do is get in here, open up my journal, and we would do 19 things from 2019. 19 things from 2019. 19 different things that we saw the Lord do in 2019. 19 things we experienced as a church. I'm sure I'm going to miss some stuff, so I'm hoping after I'm done here, you will maybe write down some things in the comment section of stuff that I missed that was really powerful and important for 2019. So we're going to do 19 things from 2019, and then I'm going to give you 5 things that I'm looking forward to in 2020. So it's going to be a longer video, more like having a sermon with Adam time. So as you guys maybe even remember, I talked a lot last year at our anniversary, which will be one of my 19 things, about reflecting on things God has done in the past. So we're going to reflect on things God has done in the past. We're going to look forward to what he's doing, hopefully, in 2020. So number one, I'm going to write these down one at a time for you guys. Number one for us is what I'm calling, I got to make sure I spell these right. Number one is our online presence. Number one thing from 19 things in 2019 is our online presence. Now, what do I mean when I say that? Online presence. This year, we started the vineyardbloomington.com. So www.vineyardbloomington.com. That's our website. Lots of good information on there. Mission, vision, passion, staff, directions, all that kind of stuff. But beyond that, the other thing that we did for our online presence this year was we started podcasting last spring. That's the audio of the sermons that we were preaching live here at the Bloomington campus, which we did, once or twice a month in the spring. And then when we started going full bore in July, of course, we started putting that podcast up every week. And so the online presence is something that grew. Not only did our website grow, but then our podcasting ability grew. And then we started our YouTube channel in July. So all kinds of like nuggets of things we're producing online. So beyond just having a Facebook page and Instagram page where we're posting pictures and exciting events about what's going on, we began to actually develop some real content for our community to engage with us. And you'd be amazed the number of people that will jump online, listen to a sermon, watch a sermon, engage with a series before they come even to a church. We're finding that more and more people, as I interact with them on a Sunday when they visit, that they are checking us out online. They said, hey, we found you on Google, watched a couple sermons, said we wanted to come. So our online presence is the first thing I'm celebrating from 2019. Number two, we'll just call this 3 years, celebrating our 3-year anniversary. It was our second year in the building here at 380 Wiley Drive. It was our 3rd year here in Bloomington of doing services every single week. That's a big deal. It's a big number for church plants. Newer churches sometimes don't last very long. And so getting past 3 years and even coming in, we're getting close to our 4-year anniversary. It's a big celebration to say, hey, man, we've been here for 3 years. We've been loving people. We've been leading people. We've been engaging them with the gospel and the good news for 3 years. And I thought our celebration again this year, remember we put up that big standing stone with all of the pictures and celebrated all the places we've been. I thought 3-year anniversary was something to remember from 2019. I'm going to go a little bit faster on a couple of these other ones like that one. Number 3 that I want to remember from 2019 was Easter. Easter last year was fantastic. We had such a good theme and celebration around the whole thing. Guys, we did our egg chase again out there in the parking lot, and it was just there was just tons and tons of children everywhere. I think we were a couple hundred people here. Volunteers. I know some of you for the first time, that was your first time to volunteer. I remember giant tubs of eggs being carried out there, thousands of eggs, bunny ears on everybody. I just thought the whole Easter week was great, starting with the egg chase and then leading into our Easter Sunday. We did that special theme, Game of Thorns. I actually have the poster over there still on my wall wall in my office, Game of Thrones, and we unpacked the gospel in a fresh way. We had some people come to us afterwards and said, I never heard the story of the Bible from Genesis to Jesus, told in that way, in such a way that they could engage with the story of Jesus in a new way. So we did Game of Thrones last year. I thought Easter was one of the things to remember of our 19 things from 2019. Number 4. Oh yeah, these were so good. Number 4. Movie nights, everybody. Movie nights were so good this year. Lego movie, How to Train Your Dragon 2 movie, our Christmas Grinch celebration. Man, tons of gas. You guys are doing such a good job of part of our core values of creating that culture of invitation, inviting people to those fun events. They're engaging with our church in a new way, eating pizza and popcorn, making a mess of the building. It's such a simple thing for us to do, and yet I think such an impactful thing on our community. And that some people maybe that can't enjoy a really nice Friday night, maybe they don't have enough in the coffers to enjoy those Friday nights, they can come and enjoy a Friday night here at church. It's a great chance for us to meet people in the community, and it's a great chance for you and your family to share and to celebrate and to relax on a Friday evening. Thanks to, of course, to our Family Life team who puts a lot into those. And I think especially to those of you that stayed up afterwards and vacuumed up popcorn. I think that's the biggest thing, the vacuuming of popcorn on movie nights. But gosh, huge turnout for all 3. I think we had 3, maybe 4 of those this year. Great job, everybody. So we're up to number 5 already. I got to start ticking these off, everybody. Number 5, is baptisms. I'm just going to write it down as one word, but I have a lot to say about this one. Number 5, baptisms. There we go. Online presence, 3-year anniversary, Easter, movie nights, baptisms this year. Not only do we have our spring baptisms like we always do, then we added a baptism service this summer, and we had like 1 or 2 people that were interested, and then we had an explosion that morning as several got baptized, and then, man, Christmas baptisms this year. Wow. I think all in told we baptized, I think it was 15 or 16 people in 2019. Amazing. Jumped our numbers up over 40 baptisms in less than 4 years. Man, God is up to something powerful, big, awesome, amazing here in this place. Jump in on board. If nothing else, hear that life change, giving our lives to Jesus, saying no to our old life and yes to a new life in Him. Baptism's definitely something we are celebrating for 2019. Number 6. I'm just going to write this down as groups, but there is so much I could say about this. Oh, I can't spell it all today, people. Groups, number 6, things to remember and to celebrate from 2019. So I wrote down some groups over here. Clinton group, Danvers group, marriage group. Let me celebrate those. Those were some of the new ones this year. Clinton group, Danvers group, marriage group. But our small groups saw an explosion and an uptick here in 2019. That's us doing life together, praying together, knowing each other's needs. Even if your group only has 2 or 3 people in it, the impact on our groups, on our church, as those numbers of people involved on a weekly basis, from kids groups to rev groups to adult groups to marriage groups to alpha groups, all of those groups are making a difference in people's lives, and we've got some more starting in 2020. But guys, groups is something to remember and to celebrate in 2019. My favorite small group experience this summer was we had a cookout at my house for the Thursday night group we hosted. Oh my gosh, and there was I say it this way, you couldn't see the grass in my backyard. There were so many people there. It was just an amazing celebration. I think groups is something to celebrate from 2019. Lucky number 7. We're up to number 7. I'm just going to call this teaching team. Guys, this team I want to celebrate from 2019. Teaching team. Do you guys, maybe you don't even remember, before July, we were watching videos 3-4 times a month. Maybe preaching live once a series, maybe twice a series. But man, going into the summer, going into July, we hit it hard. 1st of July, live teaching. Of course, Corey and I, you guys had heard from us before. We had been doing those live teachings, those once a series, and then all of a sudden, we had to build a team. I want to celebrate that teaching team who week in and week out is prepping and preparing and praying about the next series and what's going to happen with the next series. And then we had Lauren and Charlie kind of joined us this summer, Tyler this fall, as Andy came back from his tour. Andy has joined the team now as well. I think we got 6 really good teachers on our team right now. Of course, we'll have guest teachers, things like that. But I want to celebrate our teaching team, our live teaching, the week in, week out preparation of that. In fact, this next one, number 8, and I'm going to call these Lifelines, but you guys may not know what those are. The Lifelines are the small group materials that go with our teaching team. We have a great group of people that listens to the sermons and writes questions and ministry activations and all those kinds of things for our groups then to study in their small groups that week. And so I'm celebrating the teaching team, yes, but I'm celebrating the Lifelines team because they had to come in July, start writing those small group materials for us. We used to get them from the Urbana campus. We now do those ourselves every week, and that's been a huge thing, and has been a blessing to see that team thrive as well in 2019. Man, I'm flying through these now. Number 9, and these kind of all go together, but series promos. I'm going to celebrate our series promos. Not only do we start live teaching, not only do we add a teaching team, not only did we do Lifelines for our church starting in July, but we began to develop our own series, graphics and promotions for you guys, little teaser videos to get you excited about the next series. And like you see behind me on my wall, the Who Am I series, the Lose It series, you see us producing the graphics and all those kind of things. So series promotions, in addition to the teaching team and the Lifeline team, I thought were a big thing in 2019. Man, number 10 already. I'm just going to call this Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving boxes, 150 of them, guys. 150 boxes this year. That whole week, we've celebrated it a lot, but I think it's something to remember from 2019, what took place at our Thanksgiving food box outreaches. We worked with a couple of schools, a couple of local partnerships in the community, Youth Build, and Baby Fold. Just amazing, guys. Or Children's Home and Aid, Baby Fold. But amazing what we saw happen in 2019 through our Thanksgiving outreaches. All right. Number 11. We're rocking and rolling through this pretty good. I won't keep you on here all day. Number 11. I'm just going to write this down. 5 Christmas services. 5 Christmas services. This is probably the newest one, but I wanted to get it in there. 5 times we celebrated Christmas. 2 on Sunday, 1 on Monday, 2 on Tuesday. 5 Christmas services. Teams outstanding. Celebration amazing. It's going to be one to remember. I think it's going to really propel us into creativity for the future. Thank you, Clark and Ellen and Cousin Eddie and Margot and Todd for being a part of our 5 Christmas services. Amazing. Thank you guys for being a part of Christmas this year. Number 12. I'm just going to write this down here. It's broke 200 8 times. We broke 200 as a church on a weekend 8 times in 2019. That's amazing. That's been one of those things we've been shooting for as a church to grow. In fact, man, I think it was 2 years ago now, there's a group of about 30 to 35 of us leaders in the church. I think it was about 30 leaders in this church that went through a program called Breaking 200 Without Breaking You. And that's been our goal, to get to that place where we can influence more and more people with the good news of Jesus Christ, so they are loved well, so that they are cared for well, so they experience healing, so they experience community, so that more and more people in our world around us begin to know Jesus in a fresh way. And that 200 is about that. It's about life change. It is not about numbers. And so as we celebrate 19 things from 2019, I'm going to celebrate that we broke 200 8 times in 2019. Oh man, as a part of that, number 13, I'm just going to call it the VLT Explosion. The VLT Explosion. And what do I mean by that? The VLT Explosion. I'm celebrating all the new leaders we have this year. New leaders in worship, new leaders in tech, new leaders in Kingdom Kids, new leaders in Revolution, new leaders in Connect teams, new leaders in small groups. VLT Explosion. I mean, our vineyard leadership team meetings used to be somewhere between a dozen to 20 people. We had a couple of VLT meetings that were in the 50 range this year. Like, we just, more and more people jumping in and serving and loving and leading well. Amazing, guys. Thanks so much to all of you who took that leap this year into a new role in our church. We are celebrating that from 2019, the VLT Explosion. All right, man, I'm already up to number 14 already. I better start checking some of these off here. VLT. Oh, hey, here's one that maybe some of you don't know. I'm gonna write this down. Number 14, way down here at the bottom, Adam full-time in Bloomington-Normal. Adam full-time in Bloomington-Normal. That was a big deal. That was a big switch that took place this summer, about June-ish, where I moved from being a part-time employee of the Bloomington-Normal Vineyard to a full-time employee of the Bloomington-Normal. I celebrate that. I'm celebrating that. It's something for me to remember from 2019. That, man, there used to be a time where I was only here about 40, maybe 50% of the time. Now I'm here 40 hours a week. I'm leading as best I can here as your full-time pastor. Now, that was a big change that took place this year. That's something for us to celebrate. Maybe just something some of you didn't even realize and that didn't happen until this summer. So something to celebrate from 2019. Adam full-time of Bloomington-Normal. Man, we're filled up a page already. I'm gonna do a couple more. I think I'll do them on the bottom over here. So number 15, and we're getting into this really good. Wait, 15 already? Yeah. 13. Am I counting right? 14. Okay, number 15. Guys, this is terrible, isn't it? Like, I can't count. It doesn't look like. So, number 15 is, we're going to just call it a giving explosion. An explosion of generosity. That's even better. Generosity. Giving explosion of generosity, number 15 here in 2019. Guys, I just looked. We gave away $3,000 to our faraway offering. That's to our missions and to our Convoy of Hope offering. We gave away $4,000 in our holiday offering. That goes towards those turkeys we give out. Goes towards our local church outreaches here in the community. Goes towards our benevolence fund. $4,000 there. All in told in 2019, over $190,000 came into the local church here. That is something to celebrate. That's an uptick in giving. We're continuing to see consistency and growth there. Continue to push forward with it, because as we reach more and more people, as we continue to break those 200 barriers and even like 300 like we did at Christmas Eve, as we continue to break those growth barriers, we got more and more people to love and care for. We're going to have more needs. We're going to have more needs to take care of. We're going to have more kid stuff to do. We're going to have more outreaches to do. We're going to have more staff that we're going to bring on. So keep being generous. In fact, today, as we look, right, it is the 30th of December. If you want to give before the end of the year, you still can. Go to vineyardbloomington.com, give online, part of that online presence, that first thing we celebrated. Give online today. Do a year-end gift. It'll go on your taxes if you care about that kind of thing too. But giving explosion of generosity in 2019 was a big one. So we're up to number 16. We don't have much left here. 17, 18, and 19. So just 4 left here. But as we get to the end of this, just think about it. We've hit online presence, 3-year anniversary, Easter celebrations, movie nights, baptisms, small groups, teaching teams, Lifelines teams, series promotions, Thanksgiving boxes, 5 Christmas services, breaking 200, breaking 300 at Christmas, VLT Explosion, me full-time in Bloomington-Normal, giving explosion of generosity. It's all from 2019. So good. Number 16, Holy Spirit nights. Oh my goodness. Holy Spirit nights. Guys, those evenings where we get together, extended worship, extended ministry. We had great crowds, tons of visitors, lots of new faces, tons of healing, tons of this God breaking in with his love and with his joy in those moments. The amazing. Holy Spirit nights are one of those things. We did more than we've ever done this year, and we just want to celebrate how awesome those were. We did, I think, one in the spring, a couple in the summer, a couple this fall. Amazing. Holy Spirit nights were something definitely to celebrate for 2019. I think we're seeing an uptick in what God is doing there, and we can't wait to do even more of them in 2020. All right, I'm moving quicker. Next gen. Oh man, one of our vision statements is to engage the next generation with purposeful programs. But I want to just tell you, I'm just going to put explosion on this one, like I did with giving and growth. But next gen explosion. Charlie and Brad and Tyler, who lead our next gen ministries. Charlie and Brad, Kingdom Kids, you have a small church every weekend. You really do. Your church is your group of kids is bigger than half, about 25 to 50% of the churches in the United States. Like next generation explosion. Our youth group has been now consistently again for a full year going on Wednesday nights. Tyler doing a great job there, doing some fun events with them, taking them to Reverb. That's their youth conference. In fact, they're getting ready to go again in February. But next gen explosion in 2019, we saw that was something to remember. One of our 19 things for sure. The things going on with the kids and the youth in our church as they're jumping in and serving, as they're even learning that passionate, compassionate heart for the people around them, and they're learning about generosity themselves. Some of them getting baptized. I'm so blessed by what happens with the Next Gen Ministries. As a father of 5, I'm going to celebrate that all day long, but I'm going to celebrate it as the pastor of the church too, because I just know that is the lifeblood, not of the next generation, but it is the generation that's just coming up behind us. We celebrate what's going on with our Next Gen Ministries. All right, number 18. This was kind of a fun one. I'm putting this down. We'll just call it guest teachers. Guest teachers. Something to remember, something to celebrate from 2019. Number 18. Coming in at number 18. Guest teachers. Guest teachers. Putty Putman came and taught for us. Happy came and taught for us. We've had a really good experience with guest teachers last year, and it's actually one of those things I'm looking forward to in 2020 as well. That we had just some fun guest teachers, some guest teachers I think brought life and energy to our church in 2019. And I'm going to end with maybe one of my favorite things from 2019, and that is the increase vision. The increase vision. All right, there's all 19 of them, everybody. I'll read them off again. But the increase vision, bracelet still on, t-shirt still available, but the increase in vision, that we believe that God is increasing things in our church right now, that he's exploding things in our church. And you can see that from the online presence, the 3-year anniversary, Easter, movie nights, baptisms, groups, teaching team, Lifeline team, series promotion, Thanksgiving boxes, 5 Christmas service, breaking 200, explosion of leaders, me full time, giving explosion, generosity explosion, more Holy Spirit nights, next generation expanding and growing, guest teachers. You can see the increase in vision. I mean, that's those first 18 things are the increase in vision happening. We shared that vision this past spring, right around Easter time. If you guys remember that, we're going to engage Jesus in purposeful worship. We're going to engage the next generation in purposeful program. We're going to engage our adults in purposeful groups. We're going to engage our leaders, right? We're going to engage our leaders, absolutely, and we're engaging our city, right, with purposeful outreach. And so we talked about that engagement in the new vision, and we saw an increase in it all year long. Amazing. Anyway, so with that little bit of time, those are the 19 things that I want to celebrate from 2019. And we're going to jump over and do what we all do at the end of the year here. I'm going to write 5 numbers is all this time. 5 numbers is all this time. But 5 things for 2020. 5 things I'm looking forward to in 2020. Now, I'm not going to take nearly as much time on these, but I want to let you know there are 5 things that I personally am looking forward to. But I want, again, for you, if you're still watching all the way here, 20 minutes in, if you have things that you're looking forward to in 2020, hey, comment on the bottom of this video, because I think, let's explode this. Let's enjoy this as a church. What are the things that we're looking forward to? Here we go. I'm going to take a drink of coffee before I do these. 5 things. 5 things looking forward to in 2020. This first one, I'm just going to write this way. Church planters. We want to be a multiplying church. And so in 2020, we want to talk about we are going to be working with church planters. Just want to put that out there. Church planting is in our future sooner rather than later. And so that's what we're going to start working on in 2020. Church planting. Number 2. Buy building. We want to buy our building that we currently lease from the Urbana Church. We want to buy our building in 2020. That's what we want to do. We want to purchase it. In fact, you can even give towards it now if you want to, but we want to buy our building in 2020. It's one of the things I'm looking forward to. Church planting, looking forward to buying our building. I'm looking forward to our 4-year anniversary. Yes, our 4-year anniversary. We want to look at church planting in 2020. We want to buy our building in 2020. We want to celebrate our 4-year anniversary with, just excitement and joy. Over the last couple of years, those have been some of Corey and I's favorite weekends to celebrate all that God did, to celebrate some story. In fact, I'll be reaching out to some of you. We're going to need some good stories for our 4-year anniversary, what God has done over the last year or two in some of your lives. So looking forward to that 4-year anniversary. Things I'm looking forward to in 2020, starting the church planting process, buying our building, our 4-year anniversary. I'm going to write this one down. An increase in God moving. I'm looking forward to an increase in God moving number 4 there in 2020. What do I mean by that? Healing, salvations, baptisms, small groups, new teachers, new leaders, all the things that we experienced in 2019. I think an increase is going to happen in 2020 as well. As things, not to pun it too bad, but as things come into focus into 2020 vision, I think we're going to see an increase in God moving in powerful ways. And some of that's going to be through church planting, through buying our building, through our 4-year anniversary. We believe that God's going to be doing all of those things. I just believe an increase is coming in the things that God's going to be moving in 2020. So there we are. There's 4. Church planters, buying the building, 4-year anniversary, increasing God moving. Those are the 4 things so far I'm looking forward to in 2020. And last but certainly not least, is I'm just going to write it down as a new service, number 5. I think our church is going to experience the kind of growth that we're going to need, another service. We're going to need another service sometime in 2020. Now, that might be early in the year, might be later in the year, but I believe that we're moving in such a way that at some point this year, we're going to need another service. I think that's what I'm looking forward to in 2020. A church planting vision, purchasing of our building vision, our 4-year anniversary, an increase in God moving in powerful ways, and then I think we're going to add a new service sometime in 2020. And so those are the 5 things I'm looking forward to in 2020. And these were the 19 things that we celebrated, 19 things that we saw happen in 2019. Again, I'm sure there's more than all of those things that I just listed. I'm sure that some of you are going to be like, you missed this, you missed this, you missed this. It's totally okay. Comment on the bottom of the video and let me know those things that I missed, because I'm sure I missed some stuff from 2019. And I'm sure there's a thing or two you're looking forward to in 2020 beyond what I'm looking forward to. But you know what? God is on the move. And he's on the move in a big way in our church. He's on the move in a big way in our people. He's on the move in a big way in Bloomington-Normal and the surrounding communities like El Paso, Pontiac, Clinton, Leroy, Danvers, and even beyond that. There's so much that God's doing from here in this central Illinois. It is powerful. And Corey and I, from the bottom of our hearts, say thank you for 2019. And we are so looking forward to what 2020 is going to bring. One last thing as I sign off today, have a happy new year, and join us this Sunday, January the 5th. We've got 3 big things this Sunday. Number 1, we're launching a brand new teaching series called 4-Letter Words that you're not going to want to miss. Number 2, we have child dedications at 11 o'clock. And then number 3, we were talking about guests just a little bit ago. We're going to have a couple of guests here over the weekend as well. Putty and Mike from the Urbana campus are going to come visit us. So that'll be good. It's going to be an amazing start to 2020 as we reflect on 2019. We're going to have an amazing start to 2020. I'll see you at 9:15 and 11 Sunday here at the Bloomington-Normal Vineyard, 380 Wiley Drive. Love you, everybody. I hope you stuck it out all the way to the end. I love doing these things at the end of the year. Bye.